Welcome to Chamber Chat. Today, I have got Leslie Williams with me, and her and her husband, Scott, are the new owners and proprietors of the Pickle Patch. And we're going to be talking about a wonderful promotion that they're doing that I think is so great because it's thinking outside the box, and that's what I like to see our business folks do in Sylacauga. So Leslie, you've had the Pickle Patch. Let's talk a little bit about you and Scott and how you got to Sylacauga, back to Sylacauga.
Yes.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, actually, Scott and I grew up here in Sylacauga.
Right.
The Pickle Simers introduced us to one another in '98 in that very building.
That's how you met.
And we were married in 2000, and 16 years later, we've come back to buy a business.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really cool.
Yep.
I really enjoyed hearing that story when you were talking about he was washing cars. Is that what he was doing out? Yeah.
He had just
For Tony
graduated
Picklesimer?
from Alabama, and I was entering college, and we both were working part-time for the Pickle Simers. And, they introduced us, and kind of the rest is history.
And so since then, now have you worked in the media, in the advertising, marketing? What is your background?
I finished at Troy University with a marketing degree.
Okay.
And I kind of did a little bit I taught for a while, and then when I had my daughter, I stayed at home. And then most recently, we lived in Kentucky, and I helped a lady start a business there.
Oh, great.
She had been in business for about a year, and I came alongside her, and we helped establish her some really ground roots there for 2 years. It was very, very good.
That's wonderful.
So,
now you're back here. And you and Scott are both working. That is your job. I mean, that's it. Is a Pickle Patch.
That's it. Yeah.
And you've had that since when did you take over?
We purchased August the 1st.
August the 1st.
Yep, that was our first official day.
And so what they've been doing since then is all the marketing and advertising and building that business. It was already a going business.
Yes.
But I can really tell a lot. I can see your touch already as far as the way it looks. And so I really noticed that, especially during the holiday open house weekend. And you have some wonderful, how many vendors do you have in there right now?
We have about 83 total vendors right now. So we're at max capacity. We have a waiting list, which is a blessing and a curse because we'd like to get some new people in. But so we're very excited. Our vendors do a great job. We have a mix of local people and some out-of-town people that come in and make a real nice blend for the store.
And when a vendor comes in, like you were saying, you have a waiting list, but they don't have do they have a year's contract, or are they month to month?
We ask for a 3-month commitment, and then they just give a month to month, late date if they want to leave. But we have a long tenure. A lot of the vendors have been there since day one. So.
I did notice that too. I think that's wonderful, and you have some wonderful things. You've got that new furniture vendor you've got back there. It's making the wood furniture.
Oh yeah, the Champagne hobos. They do a really good job.
That is some wonderful stuff. It truly is. But we're here today because I want to talk about this idea that you came up with, and we've got a flyer that talks about that too, and it's about this exclusive night of shopping and dinner, because the Pickle Patch is in the same location as Giovanni's is, and it's really the Italian Cracker Barrel. I've been saying that now since it opened, and that's really what it is. And there's the flyer there on the screen. It's exclusive night of shopping and dinner. And you came up with this?
Yeah.
You and Lisa and Christy
and
all talking?
We were all talking, trying to come up with an idea to get the local people out. Believe it or not, our traffic is 280 travelers. That we've asked every customer that comes in the door, how'd you hear about us? And most of them have they're driving by. So we really want to get the local community involved with what we do. So it's exciting. So we've teamed up with Giovanni's, and it's going to be
wonderful.
A really fun night.
It's on November the 13th, and they get dinner, and they can shop from 6 to 9, and the tickets are $10.
That's it, $10.
If they get them in advance, and $12 that night at the door. And I just think it's a wonderful idea because folks, like you said, your traffic mainly comes directly off of 280. And I find that interesting because as the Chamber of Commerce, what I hear from my merchants downtown is when the city was talking about the different shopping centers they wanted to build, the strip mall here and the movie theater on 280, all the downtown merchants were horrified that would happen, and then all the customers would go to 280. But in reality,
it's a total separate. It's a
whole different.
And it's kind of interesting because when I worked in Kentucky, we were on Main Street, and it was the shoppers locally shop completely different. They do support your downtown historic district. Like I was browsing around Magnolia's and Yoder's and several places today, and ate at Marble City. And it's a wonderful thing to have that historically maintained. But our market is completely different.
Right, and you have to be able to survive on 280, and we get the downtown folks, pull off a 282, but it's really, you're right, it's a whole different market.
It's a very segregated market. So it's kind of a blessing. It's best for both worlds that can collaborate, and kind of they can pull from 280, and then we can definitely involve the locals as well.
And I know for Giovanni's, when they were on Old Birmingham Highway or 511, whatever they call that, when they first opened all those years, their traffic primarily had to be either coming from Sylacauga to that location, or maybe off of 280, but not much because you couldn't really see them from 280.
Right.
So when they moved out into the Pickle Patch, it like quadrupled their business.
Yeah.
I mean, it
well,
truly
and that's our goal is to be, like I said, we ask every customer, and since we've been there, we've increased sales quite a bit. But we ask them, how did you hear about us? You know,
where are you coming from?
We're spending advertising money that really may not need to be spent because we have a huge, 100-yard of frontage out there.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see that your downtown merchants don't need to worry, I guess.
There's enough for everybody.
Yeah,
there's plenty for everybody. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about how you came up with this idea for the shopping, the night of shopping and dinner, and just how you put that all together with them.
We wanted to do something just a little different, really, for our vendors, because we kind of get asked a lot, are you going to be open on Mondays? And with Scott and I being the two sole owners, and it's not a supplemental income for us, it's primary. So that Monday is precious to us.
Yeah, because
it's our only day off.
That's right.
So we are open Sunday from 1 to 5. So this gave us a way to kind of tap into that local market. My sister's a nurse, my brother-in-law teaches. So those people that want to come in, they don't have a time. And it's not the way we operate at Pickle Patch, it's not beneficial for us to be open longer hours.
Right.
Because we make 1/10 of our sales. So it doesn't benefit us as far as very operational. It doesn't make sense. But to do a night and get people to come through the door and see what we do.
And see, what you'll be doing is, in my vision of what you're doing is that by doing this exclusive night of shopping and dinner, you are pulling folks who probably, like you said, may not have another opportunity because they work in town, they teach, or they have other jobs. To come out. Yeah. And I think it's a perfect matchup with Giovanni's and the Pickle Patch being out there together, and it's a good fit. Yeah. And like you said, you've got all that frontage.
Yeah, we have a ton of frontage. Yes. And the night's going to be fun. We're going to give away door prizes. We're going to play a few games. Yeah. And it's just going to be, it would be a fun night out for a ladies' night, a date night, just somebody that needs to get out of the house.
Yes, that's right.
Just to have a fun night out.
And we all need to do that every now and then. We all need to get out of the house every now and then and do that. And I think it's wonderful. Another thing that I've really noticed about the way you guys operate is you are very much involved in the community itself. You had that huge, we just got through with Halloween, and I know that you had, 1,500 people out there.
It was
was it Wednesday night or Thursday night? Wednesday night, that's right. And you did that
Marble City Baptist and Knollwood Presbyterian Church, they collaborate, they did all the work. We just provided the parking lot. And it was a blessing to see that many people. They were able to share the gospel, they were able to get candy and just provide a lot of fun for the community. It was really good. We had a great night.
And it looked to me like, it seemed like this year especially, more than any other year that I've noticed anyway, the churches and you guys doing that, there was a place for you to get candy all week long. I think every day leading up to Halloween you could get candy, which is fortunate because Halloween night was very cold and windy and everything else. But the number of people that you drew with that.
They were amazed. Even both churches were amazed, and we were just, like I said, we were very just blessed. I mean, when you we prayed long and hard about before we made the purchase of Pickle Patch.
Yeah.
And it was just a really neat thing to see that many people come out.
That's
it
right.
Really was.
And I think with you and Scott both knowing Tony and Cindy Picklesheimer so well, and that's how you met and everything, it really is it is a real blessing. It truly is for both of you and for everybody else in the community who knows the story, and they'll know now. So what's going on. You have a daughter. How old is she?
We do. We have a little girl. She's 7, Presley. She's a mess. She's at Indian Valley, and she has Miss Davis, and she's doing really well.
Yeah, and she enjoys it a lot too.
Yeah.
We're going to take a commercial break here in just a second, but I really want to talk about, I mean, like you said, this is a great evening of shopping and a wonderful dinner at the Pickle Patch, and Giovanni's going, and you go back and forth because that door's open all the time. Yeah, they really are. It's truly the Italian Cracker Barrel. It really is. And from 6 to 9, it's just and that's not too long. And it's not.
It's not too long. It's perfect for people that want to grab something to eat and then come shop and then eat.
Yeah.
So it'll
or
be
order
good.
and then come shop a little bit and then come back and eat it, then go back and shop some more. That's the way that works. Well, we're going to take a commercial break now. When we come back, we're going to go over more of the details, and I want to talk a little bit more about some of the vendors she has out there and the things that you can find all sorts of wonderful items. So stay with us, and we'll be right back.
10 big years, celebrating 10 big years of smiling customers at Toyota of Sylacauga. Construction continues with fresh new inventory arriving daily, and we need to make room.
We are your Sylacauga RAV4 connection, like a brand new 2014 RAV4. 0 down, 0% financing, and $1,000 cash back.
We're your small town dealer with big time savings. So come see us and get ready to smile. Online 24/7 at toyotaofsylacauga.com.
Right Tire and Service on West Fort Williams in Sylacauga is the right place for you. We carry the right tires for your car: Goodyear, Cooper, General, Michelin, and lots more. Right Tire and Service is also your right choice when it comes to all of your automotive service needs. Whether it's an oil change, front end alignment, brake service, or air conditioner work, make the right choice the first time and stop by Right Tire and Service, Sylacauga.
In Central Alabama, 9,100 kids face going to bed hungry tonight. Hunger doesn't take a day off. There are kids right here, right now, that don't know where they'll get their next meal. Join Alabama Childhood Food Solutions and help put an end to childhood hunger in Central Alabama. Make a difference. Donate today, by mail or online, to help ACFS feed hungry kids. There's no better time to share than now. Their next meal could come from you.
There's one pharmacy that's so much more than just a drugstore. That's Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga. From cards for all occasions, a huge selection of gifts, even great exclusive Alabama and Auburn stuff, all kinds of household needs, and a complete selection of over-the-counter meds and supplies that you would expect. We are more than just a drugstore, but with our friendly, courteous staff and all of our great extras, we ought to be your drugstore. We're Marble City Pharmacy in Ogletree Plaza.
Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about, I know you during the break we were talking about the different vendors that are out there. Now you have some local folks who have been with you before you guys had it, since when Cindy and Tony first started the Pickle Patch. And I think you mentioned...
We have several vendors that have been there since day one. Terry Ellis, Tiffany Steers, Miss Carol Bailey, Sue Graham. She's been there for a very long time. And I know I'm forgetting someone,
and they all have different unique.
Yes.
That's what I like about out there. Every little stall, for lack of a better word, that they have their space, they're all different.
Yes, they all have their own. It's basically starting your own business for a very small fee, and it can be to your taste, to your liking. Mm-hmm. It's your flair, what you like, and what inspires you, and that's what you sell.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really what I've noticed more of since you two have had it too, is that everyone has every booth seems to truly take on its own personality. Yeah. Especially, I just love that one furniture. What did you call it?
Champagne hobos.
Now, where are they from?
Yeah, they are from Birmingham, but they actually have a house on the lake they're redoing.
On Lake Martin?
Yeah.
But if you've got a lake place, folks, and you want some really good looking stuff, you know, if my little tiny cabin was bigger, I'd have a lot more of it probably. But they've got some really unique pieces.
Job. Yes, they've been there for a long time. it's really fun. It's nice to see just the variety of things that we offer.
And in this time of year, everybody's got, even if it's not Christmas stuff they're selling, everybody's got their little booth all,
they're
all
red and
decorated
green
for Christmas.
and lit up. Yeah.
It really is. It's unique. And then you've got that china closet.
Yes. We have a vendor, Miss Lisa Clifton. She is super knowledgeable about anything that has to do with, we get calls of, do you purchase things? And we don't buy.
Right.
But if anybody ever has a question of how old something is or dated or worth, she's my go-to person.
Okay.
She's super knowledgeable. And
is she from Birmingham also?
She lives here.
She lives here? Okay.
She's
all
great.
Right. Well, I know I looked at that. There's some really old china there. And I've got several old pieces that my mother had that I have no idea what they are. So I'm going to have to get out there and let her do that.
Yeah.
Now you were talking too during the break about the Pickle Patch is going to have a holiday open house yourselves again.
We are, yes.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Which is
Saturday and Sunday. It's the 28th and 29th, I believe, and 30th, that weekend. We're going to have open house at Pickle Patch. So we'll have refreshments and discounts, and it'll be a lot of fun.
And that is, nationally, there's been a small business Saturday that's been, I think it was organized by the U.S. Chambers and American Express, and have collaborated, and they make materials available to chambers and small business at well, what I've been getting has been free, to help. And I've got 3 huge cases of shopping bags that I'm going to be distributing to my merchants and the Pickle Patch and everybody else, because although they had their holiday weekend already, and then you're going to have your open house, I feel like these merchants are going to kind of get, even though that's the weekend of the Iron Bowl, I mean, but then again, nationally, nobody knows that, so
Small Business Saturday really
Small
don't
Business
care.
Saturday, they don't, once the game starts, it's all over anyway. So but it's going to be Small Business Saturday, and that whole weekend, you're going to be having your open house.
Yes. Yep.
And you'll be open your regular hours.
Regular hours, so people can come and check us out. We'll have great discounts again and refreshments. It'll be a really good weekend.
It really will, and I think, like, I keep going back to this because it really gets me, how every little booth and every little niche has its own personality.
Yes,
and
it's very neat.
You can find anything. I mean, there's old furniture, there's clothing, there's a lot of old Coca-Cola memorabilia I noticed yesterday, and different things that weren't there before that I think vendors have brought in.
Yeah, we have a great vendor. He brought some of the old Coke machines. They're very dated. Yes. We have lots of handcrafted, vintage, to new, modern things. But it's just a really great variety of items.
It really is. Now, during that open house weekend that you're going to have after Thanksgiving, will the vendors themselves, some of them, be there?
Yes, some of them will be there, and definitely they will be there the exclusive night. We're gonna have a few of them that are gonna make their own deals. So if you're looking, or if you've had your eye on a piece, chances are the vendor will be there. So you might be able to make a little better deal than what I could do for you. So.
And the exclusive shopping night of shopping and dinner is on Thursday, November 13th, which is just a little bit more than a week away right now as we're doing this. And it's going to be at the Pickle Patch, and it's going to be with Giovanni's, and you can get your tickets now for $10. Do they come to the Pickle Patch or Giovanni's?
They come to the Pickle Patch, and we take care
get
of
the tickets. Okay, and those tickets are $10 in advance and $12 at the door. And this would be a great ladies' night, or it would be just
just a fun,
just mom get out of the house and dad stay home with the kids. Nice. It'd be a good time to do that. So I don't know. Let's talk a little bit about. Have you and your husband ever had your own business like this before?
We have not. We joke often about we have a pretty strong marriage, but and we communicate well.
You would have to.
So, but it was interesting that first month of working together. We had to learn our personalities. Scott's background is in long-term care. He ran nursing homes for a living, so he was very operational, which is a blessing.
Which
so
is
we
good.
collaborate together well.
And you compliment, because you're up front.
I'm
usually,
the marketing and the sales, and then he handles all the stuff that I think's the yucky stuff, the business part of it.
The stuff you don't want to have to.
We're teaching each other. We're integrating very well. It's taken a while to kind of get used to, but it's coming along. It really is.
Well, I think it's just watching you two operate. He has his little niche over here, and you have your little niche over here, and it seems to work out very well for you. And I know that when you first, having been in business myself, it's husband and wife. It is hard.
Yeah,
it's
it
very
was a
hard.
big adjustment because, I mean, Scott was very corporate for a very long time, and then to come into I joke, the real world atmosphere, I was like, everybody doesn't call before they show up, you know.
That's right.
You have to be
There's
ready
nothing
to.
planned.
No, there's no plan, there's no rhyme. But he is really enjoying that part of it, being able to kind of digress a little bit and step back. He's really being able to enjoy it more.
He could probably it's not as fast paced and it's more relaxing.
Yes, it's a lot more relaxing.
A lot more relaxing.
Yes. When you get to wear shorts and flip flops instead of suit and tie every day.
That's always better.
That's always a good thing.
That's always a good thing. It really, truly is. Now, as far as, let's talk a little bit more about your vendors, some of your vendors. What sorts, do you feel that there's anything you don't have out there that you wish you did have?
Right now, probably not, because we have a lady that's looking to come on board that does lots of we have a lot of antiques, but I have 2 vendors that are coming on that's all they do. They have warehouses full. And then right up to, like I said, new modern day clothing to just toys for kids and great Sylacauga memorabilia.
I mean,
we have
noticed
a ton of things that just take you back. You know, you look at it like, oh, I remember, you know, strawberry shortcake or the lunch boxes or the old tools and just things that you appreciate that, you know, with technology we take for granted sometimes.
Yeah, I think way too much. I think I noticed one of the vendors out there when I was walking around on Sunday afternoon was a lot of the old Hallmark Christmas ornaments.
Yes,
that
we
you
have a
can't
vendor
find
that
anymore.
does. Yes.
And it's great because I was looking at them thinking, well, you know, because the Barbie ornaments especially, having had girls and they're all grown now, we have a ton of do a Barbie tree, you know. So I was looking at those things, and there is just quite a variety of stuff like that. Yeah. Now, who's doing all the Christmas decorations there when you first walk into the big room?
The Millers, they have several booths with us, Allison and Anita Miller. And then I will say, I'll give a nice shout to Tiffany Spears and Donna Holland. They helped come up and help decorate. They helped get the tree together and kind of help us do things. It's our first Christmas season at the Pickle Patch, so we're kind of learning how they did things before and adding our flavor to it as well. So.
And this time of year, or the way that, to me, the way retail sales has become, you've got to have, you have to have Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Oh yes,
all up at the same time.
It all culminates together. Yeah.
There's just no.
Yes, our Christmas tree was up October 17th, I believe. So that was a little different.
Wow.
We went straight from Halloween Friday night to open house November 1st.
Yeah, and I think the downtown merchants, everybody was the same way. And somebody asked me if I was putting the chamber tree up yet, and I thought, no. Yeah. I just can't bring myself to do that yet. But we're going to work on it this week, I think, because you just have to have that up. But you're right. It really is. And I've noticed how the front's decorated.
Looks very good.
Spend a little time talking with me a minute about what other community things that you've done so far out there on the parking lot.
We kind of were coming in at the tail end of the summer, and again with Marble City Baptist and Knollwood Presbyterian, they had participated in the Wowtastic Wednesdays.
Right.
They would do the Wednesday night service, and they had a great turnout for that. And then we're hoping to team up maybe with. I haven't spoke directly, but one of the choir mothers had talked about the Sylacauga High School choir maybe coming out and singing.
Do some caroling and things like that. Oh, that'd be wonderful during the open house weekend. That'd be wonderful.
So we're excited.
Really
we're kind of ready to get the holidays and then maybe start our new calendar. You know, just buying and coming into this season. We're kind of treading water, just getting our thoughts together.
That's right. Thoughts together and feet wet. And but this exclusive night of shopping and dinner will really give you a good feel for what the community really, you know, can.
Right.
You always reach a point where you know what it can handle, what it can't handle, what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Right.
You know, all the years that I was with McDonald's, you would try different promotions and you just pray it works, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it really doesn't work at all. But you just chalk that up to you've
experience,
learned.
And you learn, and
that's right. That truly is. What have you thought any more about doing some cross promotion with other churches or other businesses in town as far as?
We are open to anyone. That is something I did want to say and get out there today, that Scott and I talked about it, prayed about it, and we've shared. Again, Coach Marty Turner is my brother-in-law, and we're open to, if anybody wants to use the parking lot to have a car wash or have a benefit, you know, we get to use our discretion at that.
Sure.
And as long as it's culminates with what we have going on, we're available to do that. That was part of buying the business we were excited about. And, we moved about coming to be a part of the community.
Right.
So, and that's one way we can definitely do that.
And that's really what it's all about. It truly is being a part of the community and making things happen and making things work that way. Okay, I think what I want to do now is I want to talk about Giovanni's. How's that worked for you? Do you think that helps your business?
It does. Having somebody, it's kind of funny, we'll have a quiet morning and then all of a sudden people will come up front and we're like, where did they come from? And they have had lunch.
They were having lunch.
And so they'll come right over. And I've really enjoyed getting to know them.
Right.
They have great food. I'm kind of funny about paying for food because I would like to pay for food that I don't cook at home. And that's one of those things. I don't have all those ingredients and do all the things the magic that they happen in the kitchen. But they have great food and they're
They're
nice
good people. They really are. They're good people. I know
they
with the Marble Festival and different things around town, they're always open and ready to do it. And Lisa, I think Lisa and Christy kind of run the basic operation now and Joe, he's got to come in there and do his.
Yeah, they come on Sundays and they have a great Sunday buffet.
Yeah, they have a wonderful Sunday buffet. They truly do. And I think this particular night too that they'll really put on all the good stuff that night. And they have a good wine list too that kind of complements the Italian food, because you don't think about Italian food unless you think about wine.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of goes with it.
Yes.
So, and I really hope that you do more and more things like this, because some of the other places in town now are starting to do more things like this. Harvey's on Noble is, and different places. So I think that anytime you can think outside the box and try something different, you know, and maybe you don't have a great turnout this time, but the Wildtastic Wednesdays had to build, and everything you have to do, you have to build it, and you have to build it gradually, and be prepared for it maybe not to work that great, you know, but that didn't stop you from trying again.
That's right. You lay that groundwork.
That's right. So let's go back over this one more time. So we have this now. This is going to be on Thursday, November the 13th. Right? Yes. From 6 to 9 p.m. and it's going to be at the Pickle Patch and Giovanni's, or the Italian Cracker Barrel, however you want to say it. And it's on that Thursday night, and the tickets in advance are $10 and it's $12 at the door. And I think it's just going to be a wonderful evening. I truly do. And I think you guys.
We're excited.
I hope you have so much. You know, I have to come out and help you work.
Yeah.
Maybe you just.
That'd be great.
You're gonna need to have more people helping you out.
More manpower.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
And doing this because I want to do more with my chamber members, and there's great chamber members, and I'm proud to have them in the chamber. And I think my next show. I think what we're going to be talking about the next show is going to be the Christmas parade.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Christmas parade will be here before you know it. It's the first Tuesday in December.
Okay.
It's December the 2nd. And we've got big plans for that, and I'll be sharing more of that with you next time. So I want you to stay tuned and get out to the Pickle Patch and get out to Giovanni's that evening for the dinner and for the shopping experience. And maybe you can finish your Christmas shopping up by then. Okay?
That'd be great.
Well, thanks a lot for being with me, and thanks a lot for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll
Thanks so
see you
much.
next time.